Hi guys and girls, welcome back to Watch the Time. So I'm really pleased to be able to bring you this watch. It's a homage of a Rolex Air King. I know the Air King isn't everyone's cup of tea. I must admit I actually quite like the Air King. It's one that's really grown on me, and I guess it's probably one of my favourite Rolexes. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I know it's not one that many people probably agree with me. I like the green accents of it and stuff. I don't know. So anyway, Pagani Design have homaged it. And I had to get it in. It's the PD-1692, and I dare say from the pictures that I saw, they don't look like they've done a bad job of it. And what's also pretty cool is they've got more consistent with just putting the logo on the dial. That's something that I've wanted for a little while. I think for a long time their dials were becoming too cluttered, and upon talking to them, I think it's something they're pretty much aware of now. So with that being said, hopefully they're on top of that. But this is one that I've been looking forward to getting, I can't lie. One that I really like the look of. Hopefully by the end of the video, you'll know if it's for you or not. I will leave an affiliate link taking you to the store to buy this. But yeah, so without further ado, let's get the camera turned around and get on with it. Alright guys, so this is the watch. We won't spend too long on the packaging. Very obligatory packaging they normally send out. They've got a different type of box they also send out now, but this is the one you'll be most familiar with. Clean and cloth inside. I have had to take 3 links out for it to fit my wrist. Let's put that to the side. Hang tag there as well, and it has got the instruction manual warranty card down the side. None of it's signed, so I'm not going to take that out. You'd have seen that before. But let me just pop it all in back in the box. We'll just drop the foam, it doesn't matter, and then we can crack on with having a look at this watch. So I really wanted to get this out during the AliExpress sale, guys. I do apologise that didn't happen. But one thing led to another with work and stuff, and it just wasn't possible. So yeah, but let's have a look at this one. So the model number for this is the PD-1692, and it's obviously a Rolex Air King homage. They've gone for nice looking piece. One that I think many people wanted to have a look at, including myself. I was very happy to see pictures and stuff of this sort of early part of this year. It's taken a while to bring it out, but I was happy to get my hands on it. But yeah, PD-1692. Inside it's running a Seiko NH35 movement. Again, this movement's probably the most common movement you're going to see in watches from micro brands and also automatic watches on AliExpress. And for good reason, to be honest. 24 joules, rugged, reliable, good. Normally runs within really good tolerances. This one's sort of coming at +4 seconds a day from sort of just timing it myself. Yeah, that does the business. Like I said, you can't really go on with a Seiko movement, especially an NH series of movements and so on. The construction of this watch, really, aside from the crystal, is all 316L stainless steel. So that's the case, high polished bezel, crown, solid end links, bracelet, clasp, and case back, all 316L stainless steel. A mixture of brushing and polishing. The case on the sides is all polished, the tops are brushed. That's pretty consistent again with the bracelet, brushed on the sides, polished, brushed on the top, polished at the sides. Clasp again the same, so brushed and polished throughout. The case thickness of this watch is 11.6 millimeters. The case diameter, I normally measure from the 8 to the 2. It was coming in at 39.9 millimeters, and when you go from the 9 to the 3, including the crown, obviously when the crown is screwed up, it was coming at 42.5 millimeters. The lug width is 20. That does taper down to 16 and back up to 18 millimeters at the clasp. And the lug to lug, tip to tip is 49.2 millimeters. That does protrude by 3 extra mil because of the mil end links of the center link. So that was coming in at 52.2 millimeters. Something that I'd like them to have done differently perhaps, but the watch's homaging does have mil end links. So I mean, yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? Really much of a muchness, I would say. The case back is a screw down case back, and it is signed. You've probably seen this. They kind of do sort of reuse their case backs. Yeah, got the mounting on there. Pagani design 1692, as I've said. You can see a couple of scratches because I have been wearing it on a couple of other straps. We'll get into that in a few moments as well. The bezel was a high polished bezel, as I've already mentioned. Let me get the cloth out because this is a fingerprint magnet. I didn't realise before. But yeah, high polished bezel, again in keeping with the watch that it's homaging. Get that all wiped up. And the crown is situated at the 3 o'clock position. I'll let you have a quick look at it. Nice etching on there for the crown, and it is screwed down. Probably just helping with a bit of that water resistance as well. The strap is a stainless steel strap, as you'd have seen. Nice, it's a bracelet, it tapers, as I've said. Screw pins just to make it easier for yourself to change out the links. I did have a bit of an issue. I'll show you. Mine, where is it? So there, you'd have seen, if you can see there, that screw looks like it's seen better days. That screw does not come out. No matter how much I unscrewed it, I think the head got rounded off. It's just a nightmare. That link won't come out. So yeah, that's a bit of an issue, and one that I will mention again a bit later. The clasp is their obligatory clasp, very much like the sort of watch is homaging. But dare say this is a clasp, but I'm not hugely keen on. Same micro adjust system in there that you can't really use, but inside all fully milled, and it is signed on the top of the Pagani design on top of the clasp. The crystal covering the dial is sapphire crystal. Looks like a bit of flat sapphire crystal, and this is supposed to be one of the first watches where they've also put AR coating on it. So hopefully that's also helping with under my studio lighting, because sometimes with Pagani designs everything glares off the crystal. And the water resistance is cited as being 200 meters, so that'll give you 20 atmospheres, but that's not going to be certified to any degree. I'd be happy to get this one wet moderately, given the fact the crystal's seated while the crown and case back are all screwed down. The water resistance of the watch, yeah, 200 meters as I mentioned. Weight is 135 grams, give or take, and I'll leave that in the top right hand corner. So let's have a look at the dial now, guys, in a bit more detail. So you've got a minute track go around the outer edge. You've got applied elements so you've got the baton at the 12 o'clock, and you've got numerals at 3, 6 and 9 that are all applied. Everywhere else looks like it's printed on, maybe even the logo. It's hard to tell. It could be either or really, with the logo there. But yeah, you also, like I said, the dial is quintessential in Air King in terms of how they set everything up. You got 5, 10, then obviously 20, 25, and everywhere else. Yeah, so you've got the 3, 6 and 9. You've got an inverted triangle at the 12. Hands and indices. Everything's loomed, and I bring that up now so you can have a look at the loom. The loom is okay. Neither good nor bad really. It was kind of sitting somewhere in between. I'd have liked it to be maybe a little bit better, given the fact that they are making a lot of good noises now. But yeah, the loom was okay. Nothing special, but nothing bad either. I do like the fact they're starting to be more consistent with the logo as opposed to the logo and script writing. But yeah, that's the dial, guys. A sort of black piano black sort of dial. I like the green accents, but obviously there's no points for originality at this point, given the fact that yeah, they just completely homage another watch. And yeah, the hands, if you ask me, they could have been a mil or two longer. You'll probably see that now, but that seems to be a common theme with Pagani design. And as I said, NH35 movement inside. Take it out, it will hack. You put it back in, it will start back up. Turn the crown away from you. You can charge it up, and there is unfortunately a ghost position for the eagle-eyed of you who would have seen that. Hear that? Yeah, that's where the date should be, but there's no date on the dial. So there you go. Take it out, hack, and there you go. So that's the dial, guys. That's the movement. That's all that's going on with this watch. Put the crown back in. I've not had any issues. Normally what will happen is, though, you'll have no issues doing anything, and as soon as you start recording yourself, then the issues appear. But yeah, it didn't happen this time. It's all good. Let me pop it on the wrist quickly, guys, give you an idea of what it looks like on my wrist. My wrist is just above a 7-inch wrist for your reference, and as you'd have seen at the start, I did take 3 links out for it to fit my wrist, and that's what it's looking like on me. I do like the Air King, I've got to say, in terms of the Rolex Air King. I think it's a really nice watch. So to see this was really cool as well. I must say, I was really interested and intrigued to get this in. But yeah, that's what it looks like on my wrist, guys. Let's crack on with the things that I think are pants and Pukka. If you've ever watched my channel before, you'll know I always start with pants. I like to kind of high with Pukka. So what I think is pants, again, like I've already mentioned, the hand length, it always seems to be a mil or two too short. I would have liked the hands to be a little bit longer. If I'm honest, a mil or two would have been great. The screw pin that I've mentioned already, as you can see, that screw has definitely seen better days, but for some reason it just didn't want to come out. So yeah, it is what it is. Screw pin. The clasp, yeah, the clasp I don't like. I would have rather the fully mill clasp that they use on some watches on this. I think it would look better, because the micro adjustment on this is an absolute joke. And I'm not a big fan of the clasp either anyway. So yeah, the clasp and the ghost position on the movement. Yeah, I think Pagani Design, San Martin, all these other companies, they offer so many no-date watches now that sort of investing in a quantity of NH38s is probably got to be done at some point, surely. So yeah, the ghost position as well. So what I think is pants is the hand length, the screw pin, the clasp, and the ghost position. What I think is Pukka, guess what? Sapphire crystal. You knew I was going to say it. Yeah, there you go. The dial, I think it looks really nice and clean. The piano black dial with the silver and white and the green for a bit of contrast is really, really nice. The indices that are on there, obviously there's only a few that are applied, but those ones are done nicely, high polished. Yeah, applied really nicely. No issues in terms of lining up and stuff. And the aesthetic, like I say, the Rolex Air King is a bit of a Marmite watch, but I've got to say I do love it. And I'm glad that they've homaged a different watch to the usual, so it's nice to see. But yeah, just to surmise what I think is Pukka, as I go with the sapphire crystal, the dial, the indices, and the aesthetic. What I think is Pukka. And would I recommend the watch? I probably still would. With the issues I had on mine, mainly with the screw pin, it left me a little bit deflated when I first got it. But I still think it's a good proposition. Like I said, the hand length, the clasp, and the ghost position may not bother you at all. I'm sure you won't have any problems with your screws, in which case you've got yourself a really nice watch for sort of 80 quid. So yeah, I'd still recommend it. Really good offering from Pagani Design. Not the best, but nowhere near the worst, and they're definitely becoming more consistent with some of the watches they offer. But guys and girls, please let me know what you think about this watch, and maybe any other watches you may want to see on the channel. And as always say, don't forget to like, subscribe, and always watch the time. Take care, guys. All the very best.